There's 3 common mistakes, common issues that I see in all of my judging experience. One of them is in preparation, is lack of plie. The plie being too short or doesn't even exist. And having that said, oftentimes I feel students in preparation putting too much weight on the back foot. Instead of majority of the weight should be the front leg. So the front leg, all we have to do, the front leg is the up and down issue. You're pushing down, you releve straight up. So if we put all weight in the back, now your idea of go up to demi-releve or full on point, it is not only go up, but you have to go where? Go forward as well. So that add extra variables into your approach. So the best is the majority way on the front leg, you deepen the plie, and the front leg, you're pushing down directly. And this also would avoid, one thing that I also see is the heel goes too fast. If you put enough pressure on the front leg, this would avoid this issue, which is another common mistake. Happens when you don't put enough weight on the front leg. When this heel goes too fast, your hip and shoulder never have a chance to catch it. That creates disorganization in your body and create a wobble during the turn. Mistake number 1. Number 2 is underpower of the back leg. That comes from insecurity. Oftentimes the lights coming through the front, that's something that we're not used to if we don't have the opportunity. I prefer actually taking the students to actual theater if you have the means to do it. To have the lights on them, for them to get used to the lights shine on their face, especially if you have to do a turn en face, which is a bit more challenging than into the corner because you have those lights to your face. So what happens to when we feel the lights on our face? We fall back. So it's under power. We're pushing under the power, not enough force for the turn because it's insecurity. If you don't have the opportunity to, let's say, rent or do your variation in a theater with the actual lights, then what do? Then open stage time becomes absolutely vital. That's why I always said, you have to go to the specific area you are going to do those turns and then practice turn there during open space time. So you can know what type of light, what intensity, on which angle shine on your face. You have to practice that turn in actual space. So your body, at least at that time, have an opportunity to get used to it. That's not number 2 issue. Number 3 is when we land. We don't have proper plie when we land. So either the plie is too brittle, it didn't have the extension of knee over the toes, or the plie to be too short before we go on to releve. So this type of things is before, during the actual push, during the turn, a lack of commitment, and when we land, we're a bit of again come from insecurity, just because we're looking for the floor. That's where the plie becomes so brittle. So this is 3 common mistakes I see out of on stage, and it can be avoided from actually practice. And I always believe if you practice, it has to be practiced the wrong way, because if we work so hard, if we practice the wrong way, the harder you work. Actually, the ballet is very brutal in that way. The harder you work is the further away you are from your goal. So if you, let's say I just did a not very successful turns, you have to immediately stop, analyze, what did you do wrong? So practice the right thing afterwards, because if you practice the 5 things consecutively in a wrong fashion, in a wrong way, or consistent falling back and falling forward, the consequence is that is you are creating actually a muscle memory. Imagine if you practice something wrong weekly basis, week after week, to a point where it's difficult to come back. So this is why it is absolutely vital to receive right instructions from your teachers, from the school. So you practice the right way from the very beginning. Don't allow this to happen. Put your weight in the front. Back leg is almost free of weight. Then have the consistency, have the muscle memory of pushing, apply enough power every single time. So when you go on stage, it's not just taking a chance. Your body will just do it automatically. Lights or no lights. You land, this is how we land every single time. Knee over the toes, arm open, arm up every single time. It's almost like a clockwork. So this is what we're looking for, the kind of consistency to avoid so-called accidents or mishap happens on stage. It takes the time and do it right from the very beginning. These 5 videos are the examples of what we'll be teaching and what you'll be learning in a consistent daily basis. Those principles can be practiced in each step, can be adagio, pitti allegro, grand allegro, everything. And those are the things that you will be learning, and we expert teachers will share their experience and knowledge with you. So this is just an example. Just imagine you spend a whole week or 2 weeks with us. What kind of improvement you'll make. Sky's the limit, truly. The purpose of DoCon is having a group of very experienced teachers to teach you a way of learning, a way of doing specific things in a particular way so you increase your success, increase your chance to be successful, and increase your chance to become best version of you as a dancer, as a student. So there's a lot of variables in classical ballet practice, as you know very well. You do pirouette 5 times, there's 5 different outcomes. Our goal is create a consistency. So teach you the right way in the first place. So you capture this moment, learn the skill, learn the technique, learn the way to practice. So after DoCon, this gift that we're giving you and continue to benefit you. This is the ultimate gift, ultimate promise that we have for you from DoCon. So you can be you have a better chance to succeed. It creates a kind of consistency you always wanted in your technique and your artistry. Thank you. Please join us.